Supplies, go to Harris Ace Hardware, located on West Cherry Street in Jesup, also in Eulonia and Hinesville.
Ace, the helpful place.
Time now for a look at the latest on local sports and sports. The Braves beginning interleague play for the first time this season in Toronto tonight for a two-game set. Game time tonight, 7:07. First pitch Wednesday's an afternoon game around 1 o'clock. Team has Thursday off, then back home in Atlanta Friday through Sunday, taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Braves begin tonight's action 3.5 games ahead of the National League. Second place team in the East, the Washington Nationals. College World Series baseball tournament underway. Mississippi State, North Carolina game postponed. First team eliminated last night was Washington, who lost to Oregon State 14-5. First game today will be the Mississippi State, North Carolina game, expected to get underway around 10 this morning. Weatherman permitting the Gators and Texas in an elimination game. Following the first game, the third game today is the winner's bracket game between Arkansas and Texas Tech in double elimination events. Some good baseball, fun to watch. ESPN2 has all the games on TV. We continue with our interviews from the In the Game magazine kickoff event held on St. Simon's this past Thursday. All the area coaches gathered for the event. WIFO fan on hand had a chance to talk with some of the coaches of opposing teams on our schedule this year, and most believe our region comes down to the winner of the Wayne County-Ware County football game. Coach of the Gators is Franklin Stevens, has several state championships under his belt, says the Gators looking forward to this season.
Well, we had a good spring. We're trying to build on that right now in regards to just on a daily progression. You want to look and worry about the season and try to prepare for the season, but we're just going to take the approach. We're going to take it day by day. We're doing well, but we're not where we need to be. Things are never as good as you think they are. They're never as bad as you think they are. And, I'm very pleased. We just got back from an offensive line camp yesterday, and I thought our linemen went out and did a phenomenal job. We don't have as many as we would like to have, but the guys who are here, we're getting to that point where there's some tough summer guns, and they're working their butts off and they're enjoying it. It's one thing about the process. You hear a lot of people say, when guys start going through the process and the plan, they don't like it. But then all of a sudden, when the process starts loving them, and they start reaping the benefits of it, that's when they kind of start loving it. And that's what's kind of occurring right now in the program. Guys are, making some great strength gains, and we feel like we're finally getting faster again. For a while there, we didn't believe we had good speed, and we still don't have great speed, but we've got some guys now that are running a little bit better than they've ran in the past. And that's one thing about speed. Either you're chasing that guy or that guy's chasing you. So that's the thing about it. But we're pleased and excited about what we got going on. Tomorrow we're going to be off in Gainesville with a 7-on-7. So we like to put a little bit more emphasis on throwing the football. Therefore, if you're going to do that, you got to go. Can't talk about it. You got to go be about it. So those are the things we're doing now. We're just going to continue to work and try to get better and see, if we can go out this year. And last year was a little bit of a disappointment, although we got to the second round. Record-wise, it was not where we need to be, and we're not going to make any excuses. We just didn't get it done. When the clock went 0 in a couple of those games, we were not on the correct side of the scoreboard with points. And this year we're going to see if we can rectify that a little bit. And kids are working towards that. Coaches are working their butts off, and we can see what's going to happen.
But the one thing, you guys get the numbers up. Seems like every kid at Ware County wants to play for Coach Stevens, so you can get that reputation.
I wish that was the case in regards to it, that I would take 200 kids, 300 kids, but unfortunately you've got 300 kids and their respective families don't want to commit to that process, embrace that process, and that's part of it right there. Football is not a game for everyone, and to tell you what it is, it's really a litmus test. And what football will do is it'll reveal character, and it'll tell you what people are about. Because when they get out there, and if you're going to compete at a high level at this day and age, there's some things you're going to have to do. You're going to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You're going to have to step outside of your skin, and you're going to have to do for others. And it's not going to always be about you. And you're going to have to sacrifice. And all the great things, all those cliches that you hear people talk about, those are the things that really football encompass now. And unfortunately, I don't know who's the guy that started the year-round program, but whoever started the year-round program, he ruined it for everybody else, because now, as they say in regards to keeping up with the Joneses, that's just something you've got to do now. If you're not lifting, running, and training year-round, you're going to get some kids time off here and there. And the other thing is, you got so many kids, they want to find other easy things to do. And they don't want to be stressed. They don't want to do that sacrifice. It's easy just to kind of sit around and do nothing and find an excuse. But we got some guys right now that we're feeling good about. We feel like the commitment from those guys, they're those guys. They've been there with us for 3 or 4 years now. Well, almost 4 years now, but 3 years now. And it's a joy to be out there with them.
Definitely a commitment. Again, yes. The Wayne County-Ware County rivalry is a good one. You've been part of it for the last couple of years. It's always a war, no matter where we play. So it should be a war again this year.
I've watched the middle schools the last couple of years and got the opportunity to watch some of the middle school games. And, we compete against them in middle school track. And I watched my daughter in the middle school basketball teams compete against Wayne. And then last year we got an opportunity to finally compete against them on the varsity level. Well, I'm wrong, 2 years ago. And we were able to come out on top and eventually go on to win the region. Then this past year we got over there in the Jackets Nest, and hey, they just out-physicaled us. And, give Coach Groom's credit. He came in and did a phenomenal job getting those guys. We've always thought Wayne had great personnel, great people. And you can tell, I mean, even when I said Coach Grooms, I'm sorry, Coach Cribbs, sorry about that. Coach Grooms came in several years ago, and he kind of got them rolling. And then Coach Cribbs came in last year and done a phenomenal job being a first-year guy, and he just meshed. And, I mean, they played hard. They did a lot of things well in regards from just the execution of the game. And, we got in there with them last year, and, hey, when the game was over, they had more points. And it wasn't by accident in regards to it. So we're going to go back and continue to work because of the fact that we feel like, hey, we do not have a lot of teams in the region, but Wayne is one of those guys. If you're going to win the region title, you're going to have to beat those guys.
Well, Coach, always good to see you, and good luck to y'all.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Those comments were County Coach Franklin Stevens. Tomorrow here from Richmond Hill Coach Matt Lazat. This Friday marks the beginning of the district play for the Wayne County All-Star teams. Girls teams headed to play in Douglas, Georgia. Boys teams headed to play in Waycross, Georgia. And the team's hoping to win the district and move on to state. Again, the state dates are July 10th to the 14th. The Flea Boy State's in Savannah. Flea Girl State's in Moultrie. Mite Boy State events in Effingham. Mite Girl State events in Effingham. Midget Boys in Moultrie. Midget Girls in Augusta. And Junior Boys in Augusta. And that's where the state meets are. The district meets get underway this weekend, Friday through Tuesday in Waycross, Friday through Wednesday in Douglas. Again, all the girls teams head to Douglas. All the boys teams headed to Waycross. That's going to do it for latest in local sports. Sports is